When I was a teenager, I used to have this recurring nightmare. Every time I would fall asleep, I would literally feel like I was falling through the sky. It was a daylit sky, and I seemed to be falling in slow motion. And as I'm falling through the sky, like slowly, like this, all I could hear were the sound of witches laughing. And then, after falling for about 3 seconds, I would suddenly land, and I would land in the center of crossroads. And this happened every single night. It drove me nuts and it just made me never want to fall asleep. But I tell you this story because today's video is going to be about Hekate. She's considered the queen of the crossroads. And so today's video is going to be all about her. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and this is my new YouTube channel called Growing Up Shaman, where I tell true stories about non ordinary reality from the perspective of a shaman. Now, Hecate is known as a queen of the night. She's known as queen of witches and of healers and of magic. She's considered a ruler of the underworld and is oftentimes associated with black dogs, who are the sentinels for the underworld. She is the holder of all keys. She can get into any realm. She was given dominion over the heavens, the earth, and the underworld. Some people believe that she is from the Greek mythology, but in fact, she goes even further beyond that. They have found statues of her in what is now considered Georgia near the Black Sea. They have found statues of her with wings. Now, normally, her statues, you will see her as a woman with three faces that are facing three different directions. So, but she's associated with what I consider the veil, the in between zone between life and death. So she's associated with life and death, birth and death specifically. So back in the day, she was prayed to for fertility for women and also for justice, especially when justice was not going to be coming through any type of legal means. She was particularly protective of women who were suffering from sexual trauma. And yeah, so she's just considered one of the dark goddesses because of her association with the underworld and with her association with justice. And she's also the mother goddess that comes to collect the souls of children when they pass. Um, so yeah, she is a goddess that does psychopomp, which basically psychopomping is when you become a channel for lost souls so that they can cross over to the other side. Now, psychopomping is something that I've been able to do for many years, and I never realized that Hecate was the queen of this. So I believe that I've been working with Hecate since I was a teenager, and I didn't even know it until this year. So so I decided recently to do a ceremony for her in honor of her. They say when you do a ceremony for her, it is to be done at the crossroads at nighttime. She has two specific nights that are dedicated to her, but as long as you're doing this at nighttime, it's good. She'll like it, supposedly. I've only done one, so I'm no, expert on it, but I'm just sharing with you guys my experience. So, like I said, she patrols the frontier between life and death. They say she comes as black dogs. She can also come as owls, snakes, dragons, cats. Um, but yeah. So one of the symbols that she likes is, or one of her symbols are keys. So you can take that to her during a ceremony. But other common gifts that are given to her are eggs or fish, garlic, lavender, and mandrake. So when I did my ceremony, I gave her 3 eggs, and it was just something I felt called to do. And it happened during a lunar eclipse. Now, I was under the impression that the full lunar eclipse was going to occur around 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, oh, that's her number. So I should just, do this at 3 in the morning. So I set my alarm for 2:45 in the morning to get up to be able to witness the lunar eclipse. But come to find out, the full eclipse happened around 11 o'clock or so. So I was way past the time that it occurred. Um, they say that once you do a ceremony for her, you're supposed to keep an eye out for signs of her. One of the signs that will show up when she accepts your gifts are the sounds of dogs barking or howling. And as soon as I opened my door to walk outside to walk to the crossroads, I heard lots of dogs howling and barking. So I was a little bit scared. I was like, "Oh, this is real." But once I walked over to the actual crossroads and put down my offering, and they say you're supposed to say some words and then turn around and don't look back, and then so that's what I did. So, but when I placed the eggs down, it was silent. I was hoping or expecting to hear some sort of dog sounds, but there was silence. So I wasn't sure if my offering was being accepted. So I walked back to my house and I watched the rest of the eclipse for about 20 minutes or so. It seemed as though the moon was getting larger instead of smaller. So I figured I had already missed it. Come to find out, the next day, yes, I was way late. But, anyways, I wanted to tell you guys what happened 24 hours later after the ceremony. So this would be last night at 2:45 in the morning. Me and my boyfriend were woken up to the loudest noise. There, out of nowhere, a huge hailstorm decided to just start pounding on my tin roof, and it woke us up, and we just were like, what in the world is going on? I mean, obviously it was a hailstorm, but we were just freaking out. And my first thought of was my dogs, because they decided to sleep outside last night. Normally they sleep inside my room, but last night I couldn't get them to come in, so I just let them stay out. So I immediately went outside to go check on them, and they were at the door just waiting to come in, freaking out. And it was so incredibly loud, you guys. I mean, my boyfriend and I were yelling at each other to talk to each other while we're right next to each other. That's how loud it was. It only lasted about 5 minutes or so, but afterwards I came and I checked it out, and the whole ground was just filled with what looked like snow cover, but really it was just these tiny little balls, and not enough to do damage, just enough to spook you. And that is how Hekate is. She is considered one of the dark goddesses because she can be a little bit scary when she comes around. She's so incredibly powerful. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that story with you guys. I know it was kind of a long one, and I'm sure there'll be more things that I have forgotten to say that I'll probably do a part 2 of this video, but I just wanted to get that out there. Anyways, if you like this video, don't forget to give the video a like. Let me know if you've had any experiences with any of the things that she's associated with. I'd love to hear about it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to get my channel up to 100 subscribers. Anyways, that's only 2 subscribers away. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Much love. Bye.